What's your viewpoints on business cards?
Paper business cards are absolutely useless.
Oh, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, this and this and this, my email. My email is my go-to. If I give you a business card or I give you my email address as the best thing to follow up, don't send me an email.
Hey, I would love to stay connected. Subscribe to my newsletter. What?
Yes, there you go. You know what? Buy my book. On the back of my book has my email address. Send it there.
Let me know what you think about my book, and then we'll set up a call.
Affiliate marketing, right? Pros, cons, could it work if I spent time, energy, and money into it and creating a shortlisted list and having them all talk to me and going that route? Sure. But I'm not financially driven. I don't need that extra money. I care about what I need to have my clients be successful in.
I feel that. I think, and listen, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a bad decision you're making. I do believe the one aspect of it that could use fine tuning is the whole not being financially driven, because it's actually more about being value driven. All right, everybody, welcome back to the 1% podcast. I'm your host, Vin, and
Shane,
my man, Shanus. So
Shane.
we are
Famous
Shanus.
Shamus.
We are here today, and we have some great topics as usual. So, Shane, why don't you go ahead, dive us into the topics today? I'd love for you to tell the folks what they're about to listen to.
Well, shockingly, we're going to start out with business cards, and Vin and I are actually an agreement on this one, to a degree, probably.
Sort of.
We'll see how this turns out. We obviously want to save all the juicy stuff for you guys. And then after that, it is affiliate marketing. Is it good? Is it bad? What's the pros? What's the cons? So I think we start out by business cards. What's your viewpoints on business cards?
Paper business cards are absolutely useless. I cannot stand when people still give me paper business cards. I don't even know why they still do that. And funny enough, it's not even that all of them are elderly people in business. Like, I've gotten a business card from people who are in their 30s. I'm like, what are you doing with that piece of paper? Piece of crap. So hate business cards in that regard. However, I do believe it's good to have a electronic business card. Now, those can also be a little bit annoying because there's a process to actually save the damn thing, which admittedly can just ultimately make you lose the contact. I've had people that didn't save my contact despite thinking they did. So I had to learn you got to kind of just sit there and walk them through how to save your freaking card. But I still see that there's good use and utility in somebody being able to just tap and get all your information. So I'm a fan of electronic business cards. I think paper is useless and we should eradicate them.
I will definitely agree to a point. I don't like business, paper cardboard cards. I just, it's a dying breed. Those things were great 10, 15 years ago when you had a booklet to put all your business cards in, and it's like a Rolodex for business cards. But then how often do you really use that? You don't. The people that are important to you, you save them in your phone and you text them. That's just how it's done these days. I've seen people go out and use metal ones. I think those are kind of cool and unique, but outside of, having a metal one, I'm going to save your contact information. I'm going to throw it away. So I've always just had that mindset specifically for the past 3 years. And I actually like making conversation. And I think it's just a hassle of, here's my electronic business card, get all my information. Here's how you save it. And I was going to go that exact same way that you did. So instead, I actually just say, here's my information. It's Shane at the VA group, or here's my phone number, save it. And then I like to make an appointment with them right then and there. I think it's very personal. Or I get to text them. I say, hey, text me, so I'll have your information. And it's not an endpoint, right? That's what a business card is. It's an endpoint. Here, call me sometime. Maybe, we'll see. Or I lose it. Something happens. A week goes by, 2 weeks go by, I forget to do it. Business cards are absolutely useless. Make the connection, give them your information, book an appointment with them right then and there, text them, take a selfie as we talked about, last week, and call it a day. I don't want to carry around a 1 pound worth of cardboard in my pocket and then come back a week later when I actually have time in my day to send out follow up emails and texts if I get to do that at all. I think business cards are a complete waste of time and they're a
It's a
complete
fair
waste of
point.
money.
It's a fair point. I think everybody throws them out anyway. But I also like the idea of schedule the appointment then and there, because I could see what you're saying about business cards being an end, right? Like after you take the person's, well, let's just talk about the electronic one, right? Because I don't know, the paper ones I do have incentive. Like if somebody gives it to me, to be real, I will go ahead and schedule a freaking call. Like I'll look at their paper, right? But ultimately, I think with the electronic ones, it could get lost in your phone book, right? Because if you don't send a person a text then and there, you're gonna forget that you even have their contact. You'll be like, "Oh, who's that interesting guy I met? The really good-looking Italian guy with the black shirt. Can't
E-
can't remember his name."
Even a more important part too, I'll have business cards, paper business cards with my email on it, and that's it. My phone number will be my office phone number. Have you noticed that with high valuable people, they won't have their real numbers on there? It'll be their office and you'll get their email. And now guess what? You're chasing. That's not what you
Mm.
want to do when you're networking. You don't want to chase. Make the connection, get their personal cell, send them a personal text, send them a selfie, book an appointment. That's what you're there for, right?
Oh yeah. Or the best one is where they give you their assistant's number.
Forget about it. At that point, you know what, Bob? I'm out of here. Here's my card.
Like, hey, can I get your info? Yeah, yeah. Just go talk to Joe over there. Why? Who's Joe? Oh, Joe's my assistant. He handles all my stuff.
Right.
So it's like, what? Yeah, what's that about? Oh, you're pawning me off on your assistant. It's like, well, that's how I do things to stay organized. Why? You have no handle over your own life that your assistant needs to do everything for you, including schedule a phone call?
That just means you're not valuable enough to that person when they're
Yeah.
passing you off to somebody else.
Right? Because if you're a high value individual and you want to connect with a high value individual, you would think you'd want to have their number in your Rolodex, right? As opposed
Right.
to having to go to your assistant and be like, hey, I met that really, really valuable person the other day. Don't lose their number.
Right.
Make sure to get them on the books.
100%.
You would just do it yourself, right?
100%.
That's the point of delegation to that degree is like, hey, delegate the things that may not be super important to
Yep.
who may not be super important. And I think that that's a fair measure. There's a lot of the times we get maybe, or at least for me, I know I used to get really excited every time I would get a good contact. However, that would happen at times. It's a good contact if it was actually them. And I didn't really realize that until later in life. It's like, oh man, dude, pull me off to the assistant. That's not a good feel, right? And you kind of actually make people feel like crap about doing that, don't you? It's like, hey, I'd love to connect with you. Yeah, I bet you would. Here's my assistant. Go ahead, just tell them, and they'll set something up for us.
So I will say there's a flip side to it though,
Ooh, tell me.
because I have been known to do this a lot. I'm personally overseer of my business, which is great. So if somebody is looking for my services specifically for the virtual assistant, I'm going to point them to the best person to talk to, which would be my sales director. So I would say in very certain circumstances, if they're looking to meet me and they want to talk to me and we can see how we can, give each other value to each other personally and or, our business, great. I would love to talk to you. If you're interested in my services, the best person to talk to is somebody who talks about that day in and day out, all day long, 5 days a week, my sales director. And, Vin, you're living proof. I've passed on a lot of your referrals and a lot of my other clients' referrals to my sales director
Yep.
because that's the point of contact. So I
Yeah.
will say on that specific, I would see, okay, maybe that is the best point of contact. However, for a personal assistant to book on my calendar for some time, that just shows me that I'm wasting your time, you're wasting my time.
Right. Well, I think, and that's the point, is that when I'm sending you someone, I'm sending them to you as a potential client, not as, hey, you should really connect with this guy because you guys got to talk and just build a friendship or a relationship or whatever the case is.
Right,
So there's definitely a difference in that. And I could agree. Right. And to the point of, if I felt like you should have a conversation, I would note that. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm
right,
going to connect you with this guy. Don't give him to your sales director yet, but make sure you have a conversation with him because I think there's something there." Which I
right.
have on occasion actually.
Yep.
And that's how it should be, is like if you're trying to have that personal connection, or also this is a good tip for networking, right? Don't get too excited, and not trying to be a pessimistic here, but don't get too excited if you go out and you get what you deem as a great contact and it's their assistant or it's somebody else and you're having a hard time getting a hold of them, because that's unfortunately what some people do when they feel like, let's be honest, they feel like you're not really someone they care to connect with, or they want you on their schedule.
If you guys make it this far and you're, watching our weekly streams, which you should be, because it's the freaking 1% mindset and whatever the 1% means to you in general. But just listen to what we're talking about here. Yourself, whether you're, overseeing a business or you're a CFO or you're a business coach, you're selling yourself. You have to follow through the entire process. You have to give your elevator pitch. If they're interested, show more detail, share contact information, take a selfie, send them a text message, and book the appointment. Take those steps, follow it, and I'm giving you gold here every single time. That's how you do it. If you don't, give them a business card. You don't want to see them again. You just want them to email you. You know what? I think that's a good reason to have business cards, right? Because there's not a lot of time where I'm going to want to give out my personal information. So I rescind my original, statement about business cards. For the people that I really don't want to hear about, here's my email, here's my office phone line. Have you ever, you've come across that plenty of times with networking, right? This guy's not going to be any value to me, but there's no way we could work together. Maybe we can get something on the books and talk about something, but regardless, I'm going to give him something different.
Conversely, there have been times where I was out. I remember I was talking to somebody about this, this company that I was building, and it was very funny because I didn't even really talk to him that much. He's just like, "What are you up to in life?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'm building this." He's like, "Oh, that's really interesting." And he gave me his business card. He's like, "Stay in touch." And I was like, I don't even like. To me, I was like, "You're not even gonna remember who I am if I hit you up." This was such an unmemorable conversation, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I never bothered to hit him up, but maybe I should have. But to me, I was like, you don't really know anything about me. We spent like a minute talking, and you were like, keep me in the loop with what you're doing, and I'm like, why? Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're doing.
Obviously, that statement is enough to be memorable because you're bringing it up here. So, but I do think that's an escape to, I'm going to end this conversation is, oh, cool. I'm interested. Follow up with me on how things are going. Because he didn't really shed any light or ask any further questions or say any statement about himself. That's an escape.
Right. Well, and I didn't initiate the conversation either, so that I think that was another weird thing about it. Is like
Right.
he just kind of approached me. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm XYZ," and he's like, "Oh, yeah, very interesting. Here's my card. Keep me updated." I'm like, what? Who are you, bro?
That's why the elevator pitches are so important. And obviously, you're a master at asking questions about other people. But that way you could really tell within, a minute or 2 minutes of your time if this person is going to be beneficial to me personally or my business professionally. So
100%. Well, I think we're good on the business card topic. I do believe that
pros and
there's
cons.
some good use cases, but one of the biggest things that Shane said, and even a good friend of mine have told me, is always go for the number. And oh, actually, wait, one final thing. We're not done on this topic yet. Nowadays, I see people asking like, "What's the best? What's the best way to connect?" They'll say, "Hey, I would love to stay in touch with you, or I would love to follow up, or I'd love to have another call, or this or that. What's the best way to connect?" "Oh, Instagram." "Oh, LinkedIn." And it's like, Instagram or LinkedIn is the best way to connect with this person. I think that there are some people out there that might be a little reserved about giving away their number, but screw that. Seriously. Like, I have nothing better to say about that. Screw that. Be direct. I would love to connect with you. What's your number?
Yeah,
Can we set a time for a call?
sure.
Don't, oh yeah, let's just stay connected on Instagram, or here's my email, or
Right.
let's, LinkedIn. Because right, here's the funny thing. Isn't the goal to get the number anyway?
Yep.
So why are you going to go through, oh yeah, let's exchange LinkedIn's, and then you're going to go message them on LinkedIn to set up a call. And once you get the call, you'll be like, hey, we should stay in touch. What's your number? Just ask for the damn number.
Well, I mean, this is something that I teach and I've taught my sales reps for a long time, but you always go for the kill. And if you give somebody an out, they're going to take it, right? Because it's just a boxing match. So if you're not direct or you ask the wrong thing, what's the best way to connect? I'm going to tell you something, especially if I don't want to hear more from you. Oh, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, this and this and this, my email. My email is my go-to. If I give you a business card or I give you my email address as the best thing to
Yeah.
follow up, don't send me an email.
Hey, I would love to stay connected. Subscribe to my newsletter. What?
Yes, there you go. You know what? Buy my book. On the back of my book has my email address. Send it there.
Let me know what you think about my book, and then we'll set up a call.
In all seriousness, though, like, please remember, just always go for the kill, right? And as far as getting the phone number down, it's not just the phone number. If you get the phone number, I immediately say, great, I'm going to text you right now so you have my information immediately. And then I'm going to go one step ahead of it. What's your schedule look like in the next couple of weeks? Let's get something on the books. Even if they reschedule, even if it doesn't happen, you have their information. You're on the books always. How long does that take? Right? I give you my electronic card. You have to save it. Now you have to figure out how to transport it to your contacts. You have to create an account to save your electronics, you know, signature, whatever it is, not electronic signature, your card, your business card. You know, it's a business card. Yeah, that's just been on the side of my desk for 2 weeks.
That you
But
forgot about. Forgot
if
when you
you,
met him, how you met him, where you met him.
yeah, if you really think about that process, though, getting the phone number, sending a text out, you know, and then booking an appointment, how long does it take? 2 minutes? Now you've actually done everything. Now that you actually have something in the books,
Hmm.
what's the point? Like, what's the point of anything else? You said all the stuff you needed to say about yourself. They're interested. They gave you their personal info. Call it a day.
Right. I agree with that. I actually just scrolled all the way back to our first text message
Oh,
from when
did
we
you?
met. Yeah, and it says your name, and it says the VA group, and then you followed up the next day. See, I was gonna wait until the weekend was over because it was a Saturday when you followed up. I was like, who the
Yeah,
hell wants a text message on the Saturday? But
right.
I also have to remember, right? We're all entrepreneurs and we technically answer phones and shit all the time. So
So what
yeah.
was my first message? Let's show the screen.
Oh, so I don't know if we're. Oh man, it's gonna be hard
Shane
to read.
Riggs, the VA group. See the
Yep.
very first one? He already has my number. It's my name and my company.
Yep.
That message I sent to him the night we met. So he knows who I am. He knows my company. And he remembers slightly of the conversation because of what I said. Boom. Living proof that I preach.
Yeah.
Practice what I preach.
Then the next day at 9 in the morning, my time. So it was
That's right.
actually it was 6 a.m. your time. It's even.
Well, we were in Indiana at the time.
Were we? Okay.
That's how we met at the Indiana
No,
day.
I know. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if I was still there in the morning because then that wouldn't make sense that
Oh,
you texted me at 6 a.m. But it makes sense if I was still in Indy.
right.
But basically, it was simple. You just said, "Great conversation, great to meet you. Let's catch up in the coming weeks and see how we can help each other." So I said, "Same here," and then I followed up with you on Monday to schedule a
Mhm.
call.
Boom.
That's it. That's it.
So
I
that
said, "Yeah,
means
man, it's great to meet you. Let's call. Let's have a call."
right. So obviously, my message, so you guys can understand that I didn't really care about Vin too much. That I didn't want to book an appointment right then and there. I'm just playing, but I enough where I wanted to have something on the follow up, and my message was there as a follow up, and he took it, and now here we are, 9 months later.
That's it. That's how it happens. Doing some
Mhm.
business together.
It's crazy how that works. All
I
right,
love it.
so affiliate marketing, right?
Affiliate.
Pros, cons. I'll talk about mine first because I know Vin's very pro, and we'll hear his reasons why. I am um, indifferent, and I think it's very speculative on when affiliate marketing should come into place. So
Always.
I run a virtual assistant agency, right? It's employment. So my clients are looking for something very, very specific when it comes to their needs. Affiliate marketing, what I would have to do is I would have to email my current client list offering third party services to see if they'd be interested, which I don't want to do. Do you know how hard it is to actually try to get a client in the first place, sell them on your services, And then at the end of it, you want to try to upsell them on different products and services, and potentially somebody else that's not in your oversight. It's really hard for me to really understand affiliate marketing when you spent all this time, energy, and money on acquiring a client, training a client, vetting a client, making sure that they're all the way through. And I've actually had this happen before, even in my marketing, where then now offer different services where they take, but they have such a bad taste in their mouth from this other person that they end up canceling me because of the referral that I made. So I think because of that, because of the bad taste, it's kind of hard to transition my mindset in a corporate
Ah,
setting as far as employment is concerned, where I don't want to haggle and hassle my customers on upselling them when they've already spent an exorbitant amount of money with me and my company for my services that are continual. However, I do see the pros on it. That's on the corporate side of it as far as employment. For marketing, if you actually have something that can benefit the marketing and can benefit something else for the client, I see that as a win-win. So I just wanted to make that, pros and cons right there.
I found some limiting beliefs in Shane.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have great reasons behind it.
I don't know if they're great reasons. I think they're okay reasons. You kind of like it kind of sounds what you're doing here with the whole business thing is it kind of sounds like the guy who got cheated on by his ex and he's like, now I can't trust women because I had this one woman who was just promiscuous. It's like,
Well,
well, I get it was a real experience. I'm just not like I'm not invalidating that. I'm just curious as to how true it has to be that it could happen a lot.
I feel like that's the very small detail of what happened to me of why I don't like it, but you're missing the bigger description of it. Like, I've spent all this time, energy, money on getting these actual clients, on selling them one of my services and retaining them because we have a long term value. It's not just like a one time thing, it's a recurring. And now I'm putting all of this time, energy, and money that I spent getting this client, acquiring them, and keeping them into somebody else's hands where I've had that bad taste in there. So
Right.
it's the whole picture. That one segment, absolutely, but I just don't feel like it fits in a corporate employment setting when they're looking for virtual staff.
Okay, so let me ask you something. If you didn't have, let's say that didn't exist. Let's say you didn't have that one bad taste in your mouth. You still wouldn't say it might make sense to refer this person over to somebody for
Unless
something they
they
could utilize.
unless they specifically asked and they weren't going to be a client of mine, because I when they said if when I was doing sales back in the day, and they didn't need my services. They actually needed a marketing company to get more clients, which happened a lot. I'd hand them over to a marketing service and say, oh, great, when you're ready for a company like mine, you let me know. But for now, I think your best interest would be a marketing company. So I think that's called a referral partner instead of affiliates because they're not going to be a client of mine because I don't think they'd be a good fit.
So affiliates is more on the opportunity to bring in more income for either yourself or your business through proper partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, where I could see, like, if you turn the VA group to actually have an affiliate program, because you have a monthly recurring revenue model, where if you were to turn around and start telling people, hey, for each person you send to me, I'm going to give you, let's just put out a fun number, I'm going to give you 10% of the monthly recurring revenue for the lifetime of that client. Why wouldn't they do that? They're going to get paid. You're going to get paid. You're going to get a lot more. Your marketing expenses could
Easy
go
answer.
down.
Very easy answer.
Yeah.
You're financially driven. You're not success driven. All I care about right now is the health of my clients and that we have. So, and what I'm in control of is my management team, my virtual assistants, and everything that I'm personally in control of. What I'm not in control of is somebody else's business and how they run and operate it. And if they say the VA group sent me here, now I have negative reviews. Now it's everything's out of my hands. I don't like that. I don't think that's how you should run a business. You become financially driven. I don't care about 10% profits. I don't care about an extra $100,000 a month. That's not the point. My point is success. My point is lower churn. My point is longevity. And you don't get that with affiliate marketing in my business setting.
See, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't fully know your business, but I don't know if that's necessarily true because if you absolutely like, I absolutely love I love your VAs, right? I love the experience. I've already referred you a bunch of clients.
Right.
The only difference if you had an affiliate referral partnership as opposed to, the one-time fee is
Mhm.
that I would just be getting consistently paid monthly for the referrals I made as opposed to a one-time referral bonus, which not a bad thing either of those, right? But either way, I'm referring the service because I like it. Now, I get what you're saying where you could attract the wrong kinds of people, but that's where it's like, hey, you offer it to your specific people that are already in love with your program. You're not out there in the world advertising an affiliate program. You're saying, hey
Some people
guys,
do. Actually, some people do that.
you're
White
not
labeling.
incorrect.
That's called
You're
white labeling.
you're not incorrect. Some people do that, right? Like Go High Level is a great example of that. Go High Level has built an amazing CRM, and now they just have tons of people collecting an income by reselling their product, which I
Agreed.
think is awesome. It's
Yep.
phenomenal. It
Mhm.
gives people an opportunity to honestly own their own business without having to make their own business, which is
Right.
cool. And so I like affiliates because of that power. And here's the thing, you do partnerships with people you trust, right? Like I will only, for instance, recommend people that I've either worked with, used their service, or trust personally. So I always look at it like if I'm gonna get burned, like let's say I referred you out and somebody was like, "This was the worst VA experience I've ever had." Now I'm gonna stop working with you because you sent me over to them, which I have sent you some of my clients, right? So if one of my clients turns around and says, "I'm done working with you because you referred me to Shane and his company is terrible," I would be like, "Good riddance," because I know Shane, I know the quality work of Shane, I know the quality of your company, I know what your VAs have to offer, I know how amazing you guys are. Clearly, it was something wrong with that client that if they're willing to stop working with both of us, I mean, they can't separate relationships. They clearly probably had their own freaking issues, which I am beyond helping. And it just is what it is. Because
But
I like to
putting
look at it.
Yeah, I'm
What's that?
sorry to interrupt you, but putting things into like a realistic standpoint, you and I have a personal relationship.
Yes,
99% of my clients, I couldn't tell you their last name. And I don't mean that because
that's
it's
fair.
not there. It's because one, we're here to do a service, right? And to manage that service and to make sure that things go very smoothly. I'm not, and I don't have time. Man. I have over 400 clients here. I don't have time to sit down with each and every one of them and build a rapport and build a relationship with them. So I think it's easier to justify when you have a relationship with them and you can say that. But 99% of the time, there's no way that actually exists.
Well, here's the interesting thing about your specific company is that even if you don't have a relationship with those clients, somebody does. You have your success managers who I know have relationships with each individual client. They
Right.
could potentially recommend trusted partners that you have to help these people. And mind you, I know you're shaking your head. I'm just saying, mind you, it's not about trying to sell them something. Like, what if one of your clients, and I know you don't know your clients, but what if one of your clients was telling your success manager, I'm really struggling right now with marketing. Like we're tanking and I need to bring in more revenue or we're not going to survive the next 3 months,
Right.
and that client success manager has an affiliate or a partner that you maybe trust or that they have known as found as an accepted partner because you vetted them, let's just say, and now they can say, hey, guess what, we can send you this person, we have a relationship with them, we trust them, we've used them, they've helped other clients of ours, we would love to refer you over, and if it makes sense, great, if it doesn't, no problem. But now you've actually provided even more value. So now they're going to look at the VA service as not only my VAs are valuable, but they have connections that could enhance the value of my relationship just by staying with this company, which I know you already have great client retention, but people look at networks as good reasons to stay connected too. Right. So that's like a bigger part. And it's not just for the VA company, right? To anyone listening, I'm also talking about how that your network makes you a more valuable asset. And it's not about upsells and selling more services. It's about, can you provide additional supports that people may or may not need? You don't have to do email blasts. You don't have to tell people, hey, like you should buy this, buy this, buy this. But if you have specific relationships you built, it could make you even more of a powerhouse. And that's how I look at it. That's why I like affiliates, in addition to the ability to earn more money.
It's not something that I would be willing to view and give trust to my CSM since I wouldn't have complete oversight in. um, personally, and I think it would steer away from the direct attention, even giving something out there. Right now, they have to make the email introduction, and hopefully, it did work out, and hopefully, they didn't lose money or anything did happen, and now our list of referrals becomes smaller, becomes bigger, and there's so many variables. Like obviously, looking at just something on paper and saying, Vin's an amazing business coach and therapist. Let's say I didn't know you, and he's got a great track record and great reviews, and I send you this person, and the opposite happened. Now you have a bad taste in your mouth, right? Or you lost money, or now you can't afford the VA group anymore because of the money that I spent over here with Vin. There's a lot of different variables in place. I see where it could be potentially there, but I think with my employees and where we're currently at in the business, for my personal, let's keep them focused on the things that they do great at, and let's call it a day there. Now, if I was a solopreneur and I was in marketing or business and I had these referrals like you send to me, that's a different story. That's why I'm saying I think the VA group, could it work if I spent time, energy, and money into it and creating a shortlisted list and having them all talk to me and going that route? Sure. But I'm not financially driven. I don't need that extra money. I care about what I need to have my clients be successful in.
I feel that. I think, and listen, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a bad decision you're making. I do believe the one aspect of it that could use fine tuning is the whole not being financially driven, because it's actually more about being value driven, and not value of like your values, but value. That's my impression on it. If you're providing services that people need in intervention moments because you have that network or you have that connection, I think that's providing people more value. I've had clients stay with me, and yes, I am the solopreneur, but I've had clients stay with me longer because of the fact that I have introduced them to people that have done deals with them, like business to business. Now it's $100,000 they put between each other, or $1 million here, things like that. And so people see value when you connect them. And so I look at it from that standpoint. And that's where I see, like, it's, for me, I see it as value driven, because even that, I've connected people that have made deals that high six figures. I haven't seen a penny from it, a
Right.
penny. And that's okay. I'm not saying I should have. I did it because I thought the connection made sense. But the return on that investment is I have a longer client relationship, because that person finds that they never know what value they're going to get from me in addition to what they already get, right? It's like the hidden surprises that come in the journey.
Right.
And so they want to stay around me even longer just to see, like, what else winds up coming. And
I
not like in a, like, oh, if nothing comes I'm going to leave, just more so like they realize how this has brought them so much more value than they ever expected.
Different businesses. I absolutely agree. I mean, the same thing we get with our motivational speakers and public figures that we talk to. It's not about them; it's about who they know
Mm.
and the connections that they've made to us and that you've made to me, and etc. It builds a stronger rapport. But in different circumstances, I personally don't feel like it does work. And a lot of the times, affiliate marketing, referrals is the way to do business. It's definitely the way to network. I promise you that.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah,
I also look at it too, and another point is, and maybe it is to the point of finance driven, but I think that if you're also utilizing affiliates and networking to a high degree, it could also get your business to a place where now you have higher potential to sell. So like some people get their companies, like I was talking to this one guy and his company's stuck at 100 million. He's like, I really don't know what to do to enhance it. And my suggestion to him was like, start building some affiliate partnerships, because if you start referring people over, how many tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars per month or per year could that bring in, which enhances the valuation of your company? Because his goal was to try and see if he could get it to, 500 million.
mm,
So it's like, well, that is a hefty undertaking. Aside from continuing to enhance your employees and your clients, or maybe raise your prices or whatever you could do, upsells, packages, doesn't matter. The best way to do it without actually having to even do any of that is just get some trusted people in that you could both generate money off one another.
mm,
Like, get their clients, you give them clients, and make sure that there's a nice income stream Say for every person they send you, you'll pay them 10, 20, 30, whatever the percentage is you're comfortable with. And then you get to cut back on marketing, so you're saving marketing expenses, and now you're getting more money. And now all of a sudden your company could be valued at potentially 500 million if you get a lot of affiliates, right? So I like to look at it as that too. Is like, are you the guy that might be stuck in business wanting to make more income, but can't figure out like how am I going to take on more clients or this or that? So I look at it as affiliates as that kind of opportunity as well.
It's definitely how you view things and how you want to, build a business. Like, could the VA group, could it be affiliate marketing, and can I make more money? Can it be successful? Yes. There's reasons why I don't want to do it personally that I just can't see myself overcoming. But that's just because I have goals in mind, and what I want, and I see them there and I see how to achieve them. But I do see that affiliate marketing is a different alternative to getting clients and making increased revenue. Absolutely. Um, yeah, there's no question about that.
I also love it. I try to get into as many affiliate things as I can. As a solopreneur, to your point, it definitely makes some good sense for me because one, I have people that need additional services, things that I do not provide. So it's even better for me if I get to send it to someone I trust, and then I also get an opportunity to get paid from that.
Hmm.
And so I've been a big fan of affiliates mostly for that reason because it comes down to all hitting all the parts, right? You're helping someone, you're providing value, you're making some additional income, you're building stronger relationships and connections. I found it to be extremely great, especially for me. And man, I mean, it's funny too because we talk about successful people, and one of the most successful people I know is a huge affiliate marketer. Like he's randomly been connecting me with people because of the fact that he's getting in on affiliate relationships. And then he'll just be like, hey, you should talk to this guy, or hey, talk to this guy. And he'll make that intro right away. And I mean, the guy's interesting. He's worth somewhere in the numbers upwards of 30 million,
Mm-hmm.
runs businesses, does a lot of interesting stuff, and he's always in affiliates. In fact, a lot of people started to know him as like, hey, you want to have a really good affiliate program, like go talk to him because his network's insane, and he's always happy to push for creating those connections because it's like one of the points of his business triangle, so to speak. So there's so much value in it, and of course, it really comes down to the individual of like, what do you want? How do you want to grow? To Shane's point, it could go sideways, but to my point, it's like, do you really care if it goes sideways? In a sense that, do you trust the person you're affiliating to? If someone ever told me that one of the partnerships I referred them to sucked, I wouldn't even think twice about it because I wouldn't refer them to somebody I thought sucked.
Right. And the affiliate marketing too really coincides with um, influencers and having a big social media following and things like that,
Mm,
which is crazy, the society that we live in. I know we've talked about this previously, but affiliate marketing, they kind of go hand in hand with, how many followers do you have and who do you know, which it brings back that old BNI Chamber of Commerce mindset. It's like, it's not about me. It's about the two or three people that I can refer you business to, and vice versa. Now,
right.
imagine that with affiliate marketing involved, where I can get compensated from the referrals I give, and having a huge network, like with the guy that you mentioned before. That's what it's all about. Absolutely, I will always agree with that. And if I can make a little bit extra outside of the VA group for a referral, I'm not going to say no to that. But for my business specifically, that's untouched. My clients untouched. We're there to do one thing only. Call it a day.
Let's provide the best damn VA service anyone in North America's ever seen.
The world has ever seen.
The
We're going
world.
worldwide. That's 2024, by the way. You heard it
Ooh,
here, heard it on the podcast. 2024, I'm opening up an office in Europe. And it's going to be
ooh.
worldwide. That's my goal next year.
Oh shoot, I'm coming to Europe.
Me too. We got to open up that office there. We just start vetting some sales candidates.
Damn, this is exciting. Okay, y'all just heard something here for the first time ever, but VA Group's going international.
That's right.
I like it. I like it. All right. Well, I am a yay for affiliates, no matter what industry. Shane is a yay for affiliates, only mostly in solo slash influencer industry. And I don't really have anything else on this topic. How about you, Shane? You feeling all sauced out here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was a great conversation. Pros and cons of business cards. So, rewatch that. If you have your own viewpoints, but definitely pros and cons of having business cards.
Love it. All right. Well, we're going to close it out here, folks. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of the 1% with your hosts, Vin and
Shane,
we'll catch you next time. Have a
see
great
you
day.
guys.